In today's USA Today newspaper, June 26, 2024 edition. First, Washington, NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy accused Norfolk Southern of threatening the board, attempting to fabricate evidence, and withholding documents during its investigation into a 2023 Ohio derailment. She criticized the rail carrier for delaying critical information and described its actions as unconscionable and reprehensible. The NTSB determined Norfolk Southern did not need to vent hazardous materials after a February 2023 derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, caused by a defective wheel bearing. Norfolk Southern defended its cooperation and transparency with the NTSB. Norfolk Southern agreed to pay $15 million in penalties and $57.1 million in cleanup costs to settle a government lawsuit. The NTSB criticized the railroad's handling of evidence and ethical breaches during the investigation. The NTSB recommended new safety regulations for heat-bearing detectors and urged the DOT to replace older tank cars involved in the derailment. Norfolk Southern committed to $244 million in safety initiatives under a proposed $310 million consent decree. The incident prompted calls for railroad safety reforms in Congress, although legislative progress has stalled. Norfolk Southern settled a class action lawsuit for $600 million, denying wrongdoing but covering claims from affected residents and businesses. Second, the Nasdaq closed higher on Tuesday, driven by gains in Nvidia and other tech giants, while the Dow slipped amid retail concerns and anticipation for upcoming inflation data. Nvidia surged 6.8%, leading a rebound in the chip sector, with the SP 500 tech index recovering from recent declines. Elsewhere, market focus included slight easing in U.S. consumer confidence and varied performance across sectors. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.76%, the SP 500 gained 0.39%, and the Nasdaq Composite rose 1.26%. FedEx saw after-hours gains, while Spirit AeroSystems and Walmart faced declines. Carnival Corp raised its profit forecast, and market breadth showed mixed sentiment with more declining stocks than advances on both major exchanges. Third, several individuals, including a cousin, a daughter, and a woman in her late 50s, were affected by illegal segregation in Missouri, Utah, and Nebraska, according to a Department of Justice investigation. These states were found to have unlawfully institutionalized thousands of people with mental health disabilities, isolating them from society and violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. The DOJ's findings underscore the importance of integrating people with disabilities into community settings, echoing the principles of the Olmstead v. LC Supreme Court decision. Fourth, Murad Dervish, 48, a former University of Arizona student, received a life sentence without parole for the first-degree murder of Professor Thomas Meixner in a 2022 campus shooting. Dervish had a history of threatening Meixner and others, and was found guilty of multiple charges, including aggravated assault and burglary. His attorney argued for a guilty but insane verdict, but prosecutors demonstrated premeditation. The victim's family and the university called for a life sentence without parole, expressing deep grief and criticizing the university's handling of the situation. The case prompted calls for gun safety reforms, including red flag legislation.